Hello, welcome to Amach Community Garden. My name is Rebecca Strain. Today we're going to look at a few things including earthing up potatoes and growing from scraps. So these are our potatoes that we were growing in bags a few weeks ago, 7 weeks ago now, and as you can see the leaves have grown up rather large. It seems that this one, only one of the potatoes must have grown. But now at this stage we can roll up the sides of the bag and add more compost to it. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll go with this one first. Now once they're in the bags you don't really want to move them around too much. So we'll just roll this up a little. You want to leave some of the leaves at the top. There we go. And then just fill that up with earth. When we say earth, I'm using compost. This is actually a mix of compost and some of the stuff from my wormery. So a little bit of a mix of everything. Take a bit more. So the more you earth it up, the more your potatoes will grow. So every time you see the leaves coming up to the top, leave them until they're up a little bit like this, nice and strong and it's well established. And then you can put more earth on. And the potatoes will start to grow some more tubers out. You'll have loads more spuds. Of course, if you don't do this, they'll still grow, you just won't have as many potatoes. So there we go. That's that one earthed up a little bit. We'll just throw some of this stuff as well. So it's easy peasy. Roll up the side first. And then pour in your earth. Now that one will need a little bit more, but I'll do that later. Just while we're here as well, beside the potatoes is the strawberries, which we did 6 weeks ago. And you'll see that the strawberry plant has started to grow lots of beautiful white flowers. So these beautiful white flowers are out here waiting for the pollinators to come along and pollinate them. And then they should turn into strawberries later on. So this strawberry plant is saved from a previous strawberry plant. That's the other great thing about strawberry plants. They just keep going. You can get like quite a few years out of them. And also while we're here, last week we planted the seed tape with the cucumber and dill, and we just put it in a bag and I left it outside. I thought I'll chance it. We've been really lucky with the weather, apart from just yesterday and today where it's kind of cooled off a bit and we've had a bit of rain. Thankfully we don't have to water anything, but if you look here, I don't know if you can see very well, but the dill and the cucumber have both germinated and they're growing really well. And the reason why is because I put this plastic container over the top, and that kind of keeps all the heat in and kind of seals them in, and then you can just water around the edge. So it's really simple. So the other thing that I wanted to show you was about how to grow from food scraps. So what do you do if you don't have seeds at home or you don't have much space? You can actually grow from your food scraps. The handiest thing to grow from is from your scallions or spring onions. So you can just chop the tops off and put the rest into water and then they'll just grow. Or you can put them into something like this, the bigger ones. And all I've done is got a tray. And then you just get another piece of plastic, so that they can kind of stand up in the water. Just cut the end off this. Okay, and then I'll just do a little X in each of them. So you just do a couple of X's, like this, like that. And then get a knife. You just get a knife and cut those X's out. So you can do this the whole way across. And this way, cutting down. Careful of your fingers. Put your knife away. And then you just need to bend those back to create little holes. There you go. So you can fit the onions into those holes. So for example, so you just cut off about an inch of your spring onion, and you can see here these are the new roots that this has started to grow. I cut this off maybe 3 days ago and already it started growing, and then you can just keep snipping off. I don't want to damage the roots on this guy, so I'm going to put them in this way. Doesn't matter if you damage the tops, the roots are the most important things on these guys. So we'll just put them in there, and then that kind of holds it in place so that when you put it into your tray and you put the water in there, it kind of stands up on its own. So you can put as many of those in as you want. Put a bit of water in there and just top up the water every so often. Other things that grow like this are things like leeks. So here you go, here's a leek, and you can clearly see all the new roots that have formed, and it started growing out the top. 2 leeks it looks like. So we'll have 2 leeks out of this. Again, that's about 4 days of growth.
Mommy!
Hi, Lemmy.
I brought something for you.
You brought something for me. What did you bring me?
Spring onion.
A spring onion. Thank you so much. Yeah, so you can also do this with onions. I have some onions here. Again, sprouting. So this is just the inside part of the onion, the core part, and the bottom where the roots are. And yeah, they're just growing new roots. They take a little bit longer than the spring onions, but then after they've grown for a little while, I will plant them out in the garden. I've planted a few out already, and well, 4 out of 5 of them have grown, so that's not bad for free. And a good head start. You can do the same with lettuce. I just did this yesterday, so there's no growth just yet. But
I'm washing my hair.
Okay, we've made a little spray bottle so that we can spray our plants, and you can also spray your hair with it as well.
Oh, there we go.
To help you grow. The other thing, this year I was really short on tomato seeds, so I wondered if I could actually grow tomatoes from...
look wonderful?
You do look wonderful. Look at these. Do these look wonderful? Look at these guys. Come and have a look. Wow, look at these. Yeah, give them a wee spray. They like a bit of water. So these are tomato seeds that I planted in eggshells. So I just took the seeds out. It was a bit of a tricky process. I had to use like a toothpick to kind of like separate the seeds, and then I just dried them off with a bit of kitchen paper, and I left them to dry for like 3 days, and then I planted them. I had no idea if they would grow, but they did. I think what helped as well, like the cucumbers, I put like a little lid over the top, and this kind of keeps the heat in. And all of these I'm growing inside. So we've got carrots, which we looked at before. Again, just cut off the top, keep them in a bit of water. The water in the carrots gets kind of sludgy. You need to have to replace it every day, otherwise the carrots will go kind of mouldy. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty good. So there's lots of things that you can grow from scraps. Just try anything with some roots on it. Put the roots in water and see if they'll grow. Why not? It's worth a try. Yeah, so if you want to come with me, I'll just show you what I've been doing in the garden as well. Okay? Hello. So here we are with the with the peas and beans, which are being sprayed by Lemmy. Probably not a great idea because the water will heat up and they'll kind of get a little bit burnt, but what can you do? Anyway, they've started to grow up nicely. The beans, you can see here, are growing really nice, and soon they will have flowers on them. And here these will come into flowers, and then the flowers will turn into beans. The peas, if we have a look, the peas really nicely have started to join on to the frame.
There we go.
I've tied some of them on just to help them a little bit, but you can see here they just kind of reach out and try to grab onto something. So you can see here. Can you see that? It's a bit out of focus. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can just about see that. Hooking on there, and then I've just planted some rocket and some radish and some Chinese cabbage, and you'll notice that around my plants I've put some eggshells, and that is because this poor guy here got completely chewed to pieces by our friends the slugs. So I don't know if this will survive at all, but the rest of them I've put eggshells around the outsides, and so really harmless. They hopefully will grow, yeah. The sunshine and the water will help them grow.
Yeah.
So the eggshells deters the slugs, and really handy. Just collect the eggshells in your house whenever you're finished with them. Give them a wee rinse, let them dry off, and just crush them up.
The sunshine is gone.
The sunshine is gone, but it'll be back, I'm sure. Yeah, so that's a little update from the garden. I hope you're doing really well. I hope you're having a nice bank holiday weekend. We are in the sunshine, and we'll see you next week.